First thing first, ask yourself, are you a new company or are you a startup? Now, I hear you go, well, isn't that the same thing? Well, actually, for the point and purpose of the pitching masterclass, it isn't. So I'll get back to why in a second. One way of figuring out if you're a company or a startup is to go ask a bank, normal bank, high street bank, for a bank loan for your company or your corporation. Now, if they will gently let you down and show you the door without a loan, you might be a early stage startup. If they will give you a business loan, you're probably most likely not an early stage startup. There are many differences between a company and a startup, but I think they're both awesome. Don't get me wrong, I don't mean this as a value call that some is better than the other, one form is better than the other. They're both awesome, I think, because a company, starting a new company, starting a startup, can create great value for yourself, your family, your community, and even a government and your state, because if you're successful, you're going to be paying taxes. So they're both awesome, but they're very, very different because how you get financing, how you execute on it, and how they potentially scale are very, very different. This pitching masterclass is for pre-seed, seed to Series A stage startups. If you're a new company, write a business plan. And you're in luck. This is a known. You could just Google it and you'll find a great number of sources and a great number of templates on how to write a business plan. That is your vehicle to get a business loan. If you're a startup, don't write a business plan. Whatever some investors might still tell you out there in the sticks, do not write a business plan. It's just going to be a waste of time if you're an early stage startup. If we want to get a little bit into the weeds, if you will, if you want to be a little bit more specific about what the differences are between a startup and a new company, one definition that I find very helpful: a startup is a temporary form of organization that is searching for a scalable and repeatable business model in an environment of extreme uncertainty. A new company, on the other hand, is optimized for an existing well-known business model, and it's optimized to execute a scalable and repeatable business model. Well, that is to say, the business model is already well known, and that means we're also operating with a much greater degree of predictability and certainty. Although, of course, it is changing with the times, with new technology happening faster and faster, but still with some level of predictability, with some level of forecastability. Well, that was some fancy words. So what does that mean? Well, basically, let's think about it this way. The little bakery on the corner is an established kind of business for many, many generations, maybe even for hundreds, if not thousands of years. It's a business model we know, the ins and outs, what goes in and what needs to go out, and what the unit dynamics are, what the unit economy of scale is, and so on and so forth, is pretty well known. Now, on the other hand, if you're trying to make a social network for young puppies, this may have not been tried before, and starting out, you might even not know how you're going to be making any money. Now, a lot of existing business models, at least previously, before the advent of the computer and later the internet and now AI, were basically brick and mortar or service and brick and mortar, which means that you were selling goods or you're selling services or a combination of both. And if you're based on humans and if you're based on goods, there was a natural cap, a natural limit as to how scalable and how huge this could get. A startup, on the other hand, is usually 100% digitally based for their business model, which means that the potential, if they're successful, could be limitless. It's an insane amount of scalability. If you're a startup, this pitching masterclass will be relevant to you.